guys, welcome back. This is Breach, and this is Pokemon Blue 151, No Trades, No Cheats. Off screen, went ahead and caught us a Magikarp, named it after my buddy Drew, who wanted Gyarados to be named after him. We also went ahead and caught a Dugtrio, so let's go ahead and show off the Pokedex entries for those guys, since we didn't get to see it live. Now, Magikarp's going to be a ways down here, and I think Dugtrio will be as well. Yeah, there's Dugtrio. Oh, there's Diglett. We snagged one of him right at the end of last episode. Dugtrio, the mole Pokemon, a team of Diglett triplets. It triggers huge earthquakes by burrowing 60 miles underground. I also went back and caught a Meowth off screen, right outside the daycare there, where I said you could find him. He's really cool in that he will learn Payday. Now, we have two objectives for this video. First, we're going to go into the SSN and get HM01 cut. Second, we're going to take HM01 cut and go take on Lieutenant Surge in the third gym. Now, there's a lot of trainers and you can get a lot of experience in each of these rooms by battling them. A lot of rich people, a lot of money to be had. I don't really care about that right now. Just want to get our badge, just want to go on, want to catch more Pokemans. So, go to the stairs on the left, go down, over in a U pattern, all the way over here, and you start heading up, and sure enough, Gary or Jerkwad beat you there, because he's always one step ahead of you in this game. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I think he claims you can have 40. He has 40 Pokemon before you can even encounter 40 or evolve into 40. So, it's kind of obnoxious, but it is what it is, and he's not too bad. Just gonna have Pikachu Thundershock his Pidgeotto like we did before. He's got 1 to 2 new Pokemon this time around. They're a little bit higher level than the last time we saw him. But honestly, I think this fight is too close to the last fight with him, and really only serves to show that he's one step ahead of you the entire time. This time he's got Eradicate instead of a Rattata. Went ahead and evolved it, even though Eradicate doesn't evolve until like in the 20s, I think. So, that is, special that he got to evolve it so fast whenever we have to play by the rules of the game to an extent. I say to an extent because, we can catch any Pokemon we want eventually. He also put a lot of work into his Abra and trains it up into a Kadabra, but that's not really going to matter for him here. I believe it should have learned either Confusion or Psybeam at this point, if you're training one up. And honestly, for a while, I thought about foregoing Mew as my Psychic type to raise up Kadabra, since, Kadabra and Alakazam are probably my second, or tied for my second favorite next to the Dragonite family. Alakazam was one of the first big foil cards I got in the card game, and it's just really, really cool, really fun. He could move around the damage on the Pokemon on your bench with its passive ability, and it was a lot of fun to use back in the day. And not that anyone really played it back in the day. We all just kind of collected the cards and let them sit there. But he finally let his Bulbasaur evolve into an Ivysaur, which, more power to him. Now, both of our other options to use are weak to grass, which is kind of a position we find ourselves in a fair amount until we get Mew up to snuff. But again, you can manipulate the AI to where it's going to do Leech Seed on you most of the time, even though he can use Vine Whip. And we get smacked by Vine Whip a couple times here, but Wartortle isn't too bad off in this fight. I think Wartortle is actually going to go down. That's unexpected here. What to do? We can get a lot more experience for our Mew if we go ahead and knock out a level 20 Ivysaur with it, which I think Pound should be able to do just fine. Grass isn't particularly strong against Psychic type. Psychic is strong against Grass. So something we can do fairly easily there. And Jerkwad is mad that we're better than him. Again. Cutmaster on board, just a seasick old man, but Cut is really useful, you should go see him. You know, it's really... It's one of those things where everyone complains about the rival being kind of a jerk, but if you listen to his advice while he's running around, or while he's, after all of the fights, sorry, I have about 9 other people in my house right now, and I'm trying to record in a little bit of peace and quiet, but I still have a 3-year-old running up and down the hallway and his grandma yelling at him to be quiet. No, the rival actually gives you some pretty decent advice if you don't know what you're doing in the game. Like, tells you to go see the Cutmaster, tells you more or less what to do and where to go next after you fight him. And whenever you encounter him, you know you're going in the right direction. So, he's a lot more helpful than most people give him credit for. And you guys probably heard the child screaming and running around there because my mic's kind of sensitive. And the one thing about the SSN is that as soon as you get cut and leave, it's gone. It leaves. Now, there are a lot of fan theories back in the day when I was a little kid that if you traded a Pokemon that knew Cut to you and used it to get to the gym, fight Surge and stuff, without going to the SSN at all, because the SSN is skippable if you trade a Pokemon that knows Cut. You could wait until you knew Surf, come back later, and you can surf to the right. Now, if you surf to the right off that bridge, there's a truck sitting on the land there. And the rumor was you use Strength on the truck, and underneath it is Mew. Not true, you can't get that truck to move at all. But we all spent hours trying to get that friggin' truck to move regardless. Now, we caught that Dugtrio for a reason. And that reason was to go fight Surge. I forget that Dugtrio can't learn Cut. So, we've got to go drop off something, and we're going to pick up who I used as my HM slave in my first playthrough, Paris. Now, Paris is not going to be a permanent HM slave. We're going to get rid of Drew at this point, because, you know, leveling up a Magikarp is annoying and takes for friggin' ever. Go ahead, select Paris. You know you're going to. We're going to have him use Cut up until we remember that Farfetch'd can learn both Cut and Fly. And then we're going to use him as our HM slave. Because, honestly, we're not ever going to use either of those two in a party or a legitimate fight that we're trying to win. We might use them to weaken down a Pokemon to catch, but they're not going to be something that we hope we can go to for a victory. Like, there's never going to be a good situation in this game where we put our Paris or our Farfetch'd into a battle. It's more or less the last resort. Now, once you get in here, there is a gimmick to be able to get into Surge. And that's that in 2 of these trash cans, there are switches. You have to find the first switch, and then the second switch is going to be in a trash can right next to it. Now, that's cool and all, except for right next to it could mean left, right, up, or down. Hey, we found the first switch. There's also 3 trainers in here. And if you click the wrong trash can after you find the first switch, it resets it and puts it in another random trash can. So you get to start the game over. Well, not start the game over, but start the finding the switches game over. Now, this is frustrating as heck. See, we only have 2 options here. 50-50 shot and nope, nope. Screw you, Breach. You get it wrong. I said good day, sir. So we get to search and search again. Yeah, wonderful, right? And, you know, it happens fast enough that I'm not going to bother, you know, cutting away. And, you know, we keep finding the first switch pretty easily, but no, sure enough, we get wrong pick. And, you know, I have a lot of experience where it's the same trash cans that have the first switch. But this puzzle is why I could never speedrun this game. I would lose so much time here. And the one right next to it, nope. Nope, nope. Should have guessed up. I could never speedrun Pokemon because of, this puzzle right here. I would reset every time that I got to the Vermilion Gem. Because it just, every time I try and I try and I try to get it right. And sure enough, nope. Meanwhile, you're trying to dodge trainers left and right. And I'm trying to find the right switch there. And we finally get it. And we go fight the gym leader. Now, instead of pulling up your start menu, you just talk to him to initiate the battle. And that is how you do things. Sorry that the commentary got a little weird there. I had someone just bust into my recording room without any kind of announcement or anything like that. So, the wonderful, wonderful challenges that you go through whenever you're doing this. Now, Dugtrio is immune to electric attacks. Voltorb at this level doesn't know any. He's going to use Sonic Boom on you, which will do 20 guaranteed damage. But Dugtrio knows Dig, which makes him immune to the first attack while he's underground, and does ground-type damage on the electrical Pokemon. So, it's kind of really easy to win with a Dugtrio in this gym, especially since you catch it at level 29. It'll be a lot easier to catch him once you can get Great Balls, but, I mean, you can do it just fine with Pokeballs. You're going to have a hard time hitting him with status ailments, so you just got to weaken him down. And finally, Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, which is going to go down just as fast as the Pikachu. Tries to use Thunderbolt on us. Dig. And he goes down in one shot. That's why we got the Dugtrio. I highly recommend you do too while you're going through this area. It'll save you a lot of heartache. And, I mean, Bulbasaur is going to be resistant to the electricity, but using a Dugtrio will be a lot easier on you in the long run. Anyway, that's going to call it for today. This has been Breach. If you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, give me feedback. Catch you later.